Ilara, a seasoned woodswoman, stepped into the Whisperwind Woods. She'd heard tales, of course, whispered around campfires and tavern tables. Tales of a forest that shifted, that rearranged itself under the cloak of night. She'd scoffed initially. Experience, she thought, trumped superstition. But now, standing at the edge of the ancient trees, a prickle of unease danced on her skin. The air hung heavy with the scent of damp earth and pine, a scent oddly familiar yet unsettlingly different. She adjusted her pack, the weight of her supplies grounding her. Her first day's journey was uneventful. The path, though winding, was clear. Sunlight dappled through the leaves, painting shifting mosaics on the forest floor. She hummed a tuneless melody, feeling the rhythm of the walk soothe her. But as dusk settled, painting the sky in hues of orange and purple, a strange feeling washed over her. She felt watched, though she saw no one. The rustling leaves seemed to whisper secrets she couldn't quite grasp. Night fell swiftly, cloaking the woods in an almost palpable darkness. The air grew colder, a stark contrast to the warmth of the day. Ilara found a sheltered spot beneath the sprawling branches of a giant oak and settled in for the night. She awoke to the sound of birds chirping, a bright blue sky above her. But something was wrong, terribly wrong. The towering oak was gone. In its place stood a slender willow, its weeping branches brushing her face. Confusion churned in her guts. She remembered the oak vividly. Its rough bark, the gnarled branches reaching towards the sky. It was impossible. The path she'd meticulously followed the previous day was completely different. Gone were the familiar landmarks. The trees themselves seemed to have danced in a chaotic waltz throughout the night, each one occupying a space completely alien from where it stood before. Panic threatened to overwhelm her, but Ilara fought it back. She was a woodswoman. She knew survival. She began to walk, hoping to find some semblance of familiarity in the shifting landscape. She walked for hours, her sense of direction completely gone. Every turn brought new, bewildering surprises. A grove of birch trees appeared where a dense thicket of thorny bushes had stood previously. A rushing stream now flowed where a solid rock face had once loomed. She found herself walking in circles, utterly disoriented. The wind picked up, whistling through the rearranged trees, making it difficult to even hear her own thoughts. She stumbled upon a clearing, the ground thick with fallen leaves. Had she been here before? It felt vaguely familiar, yet completely strange. The sky darkened once more, casting long, unsettling shadows. She decided to climb a particularly large tree, hoping to get a better view of the forest. Her plan was to get some sense of direction. She found herself looking at a landscape completely different than what she had seen during the daytime. Fear set in her heart as she did not know where she was. She ate some berries, hoping that would give her some kind of energy to keep going. She wondered how long she could last with these circumstances. She began to wonder whether this forest was some type of twisted maze that would be difficult to escape. Despair started to engulf her, but she pushed on. She started to think about her home, her friends and family, and the thought of them gave her some comfort. Maybe this would be the last night she would be in this cursed forest, she thought. The next morning she woke up and saw a small cabin in the distance. She thought of giving up and taking refuge in there, but she was determined to escape on her own. She was almost exhausted by the time she found a path that seemed to lead out of the forest. She pushed on and was finally relieved when she made it out of the forest safely. Ilara never forgot her ordeals. The memory of the wandering woods haunted her dreams, a constant reminder of the deceptive nature of the forest and the unrelenting power of nature. She decided to dedicate herself to sharing her story with the world, so others could be warned of the perils within the depths of the Whispering Woods. She learned that day that even the most experienced can be humbled by the unpredictable mysteries of the natural world. The Wandering Woods remained a place of both terror and fascination, a stark reminder that even the most familiar paths can unexpectedly lead to the unknown.